Alright, good evening and welcome back to Very Horde, the stream that almost did not happen tonight. I was in a pre-consultation for getting some laser eye surgery and it got horribly out of hand, and my pupils are now the size of dinner plates and I can barely see. So I thought it probably wouldn't be a good idea to stream tonight. But I really felt the itch for playing more Golden Horde, and when I feel the itch to play something, well, it's pretty hard to overcome that. So we're back with the Golden Horde. That's right, we formed Golden Horde in the last session of this, and a lot of people have been asking where are we going from here. Well, really I want to start streaming Cradle of Civilization, but I can't. I mean I can, but I can't. So what are we going to do? Well, I haven't just hyper-blobbed in a long time, and I'm torn between either terrorizing Europe or going for forming Yuan, and I'm probably going to try for the latter, because it's always a good bit of fun to beat up Ming. They're a lot more beefy than they've ever been in the past, and that just makes overcoming them that bit sweeter. They have got a pretty insulated shield of tributaries, but that's going to be all the more fun to crack it. So where are we going to go from here? Well, I appreciate a lot of people have been saying that the border gore is hideous, and I can't help but agree. So we're going to start fixing that by uniting our own culture here. It's a bit of a shame that Ryazan have Yelets. It is, of course, our exact culture. And even if they have a full core on it, I don't think I'm going to let them keep that. So first step's going to be going, hey Ryazan, you owe me Yelets. So thanks a lot for that. We'll celebrate taking it by burning it to the ground, of course. And then covering it. And I'm not sure I ever want to worry about revolts here. It would be better to autonomize this later, but I don't even want to think about it, so I'll just do that right now. Ryazan are understandably unhappy about that, but hey, live and let die. I'm going to need my diplomats pretty soon, so I'm going to pull back the guy that's been working on Shirvan. Speaking of Shirvan, oh right, the accursed estates are always demanding more of my land. Well, I just took and autonomized this, so why don't I give it to you? It's, oh yeah, your power over my country is too large, but that goes away in 91, and that possible takeover is going to happen in 94. So I guess I can give you this piece of land. I can barely read or indeed see tonight, so this is playing pretty blind, I gotta say. Is it really a good idea to play games after eye surgery, Jake? Worried about? No, I did not go for surgery. I went for a consultation. They put some eye drops in me to try and figure some stuff out, and it was only after the fact I was told, by the way, these eye drops might make you sensitive to light and unable to see in short range. And I'm like, well, great. I can't see in long range anyway, so let's just rob both my kinds of eyesight. Why not more Emperor until Cradle, Jake? Yeah, that's another possibility. We'll see how it goes. Losing my train of thought, though. Yeah, I just pulled back the guy from Shirvan, and I can't help but feel that Shirvan owe me just a bit more money, so let's demand that from them. Gotta ride our subjects for all they're worth here. What else is there to do? Well, I really want to go on a rampage, because we are finally pretty big and strong. We still have a tech advantage over most people. We've got a whole bunch of permanent claims. I will be paying the Uzbeks a visit as soon as I can. But we're also chalking up aggressive expansion. Okay, admittedly with the Russian Christians, because I did break truce over here, but for all the right reasons. And I am dominating Sunni land, so Sunnis and to a lesser extent the Shias are a bit unhappy with what I'm doing. But the Ottomans love me, so they probably won't turn on me, and Chagatai still have good feelings about me, so I don't need to worry about those two. The problems here are Khorasan, Baluchistan, Persia, Multan, and Jaunpur. Persia, Khorasan, Baluchistan, Multan can all be burned until there's nothing left to burn. Jaunpur I'm not in a hurry to get to because our land is all Hindu and I'm not in a position to be dealing with heathen land at the moment. Only in small doses. I mean, like this land, which is actually worthless to me. That's okay to take. So how are we going to deal with this? Well, first off, I want to crush Persia and Khorasan. They're the ones I border. I have my glorious Casus Belli on them. And against all odds, I am actually going to remove a rival. Which one will I do? You're already enemies of Persia, Mammy, Timmy, and there's you. Like, I'm wondering who is better to remove here, Hungary or Kara. And Hungary might get us into the door with Poland, who I might want at some point. They're like a barrier between me and Europe. So let's get rid of QQ. Oh, I can't, at least not for a wee while. Well, goodbye Hungary. I don't care if it costs me 100 Diplo, you're going away. And Persia is going to be my new big bad enemy. Right, time to attack Catholics. Go for Lithuania. There will be a day when I go for Lithuania. I'd like to have maybe like a trio of marches here who can do all the heavy lifting for me. Sometimes I wonder why I even have Circassia as a subject. They bring a few troops to the fight, and I suppose that's pretty good. Right, so you guys are coming down here. What do I have to worry about? Not the disaster. This would be nice to take because it would lower my land attrition as well as reducing Merc thingamajigger. But I really need to make my way with ideas here. So despite it costing me an arm and a leg, courtesy of no institution, we're going to embrace the next admin tech. And we're going to try to get our way to Renaissance thought so I can take another idea group. It's also horrifically expensive to invest in the next military technology, but I think I'm going to do it anyway because it makes my cavalry unbelievably overpowered, and we are dripping with military power with nothing good to spend it on, so haha, I quite like that. No need to worry about Diplo relations. Dip is not a concern. Plenty of places to raise autonomy in, but that's something for later. Forget buildings and all that jazz. Let's just go and fight for a bit. So, Oh, I didn't get the achievement before, but it just popped up now. Well, fair enough. We got all our conquesty stuff because we did just change tag. Humiliate rivals as well. I just hope Persia don't immediately get a good ally now that I labeled them as my mortal foe. I want you guys over here on the double to go and teach Khorasan a lesson. You guys take a step back. In fact, overall, we're going to rev up to fight Persia. Khorasan is but a stepping stone. Hello, Jake. Are you interested in anything they announced today at BlizzCon? I don't think I played a Blizzard game since Lost Vikings, so no, not really. Oh, Khorasan would like to be a tributary of mine. I wonder if anybody else interesting would. I should think about that, right? Because tributary is a great way to flesh out my manpower, even if there's nothing else I'm looking for. Established tributary, we could go to Delhi, Ladakh. Quite a few to make down here, which is very nice. Ardalan would be funny, but I think they're just going to get attacked sometime soon. Ladakh has Shia land that doesn't look very burnable, to be honest. And they're already allied with Kashmir. So yeah, why don't we make ourselves some tributaries down here? Might be cool. So it'd be nice to get Ladakh. And how's Delhi's land? It's still pitiful Hindu. Well, I can always break the tributary and take away from them later. But yes, I want those tribs. Mostly because I really want that manpower. I mean, they could give me money, and I do like money, but for my horde, I need men, because I don't want to have to rely on mercs for as long as I'm doing so. Let's also bring this guy back, because I need a diplomat to use pretty soon. Pretty soon being roughly now. It is time for you to die, Khorasan. Even if you would be my beloved trib. He put his armies on the border, and that's very nice of him to do so I can kill them faster. Jake, why is Starnan not in the dev clash to get rid of the hug boxes? Why don't you ask him? That would be a good idea. He has his reasons. He's just not joining in for this one. So, Khorasan, you've got to die. We're going to show our superiority. Now, it's worth noting they do have a core on Herat. It's 9 dev, so I'm just going to have to tank that one for a while. On that note, I might as well autonomize it right now so it doesn't give me tons of revolty stuff. I also have a fort on it. That may or may not come in handy if the Persians come my way, but I'm starting to think I'd be better off just destroying it. I'll keep it for now, but I don't think I'm going to need it for long. Alright, I don't think there's anything else I need to do at peacetime, so we're about to enter a long period of warfare. So, courtesy of that particularly fast general I have, we're able to march in and just generally kick some ass. Kick a lot of ass, in fact. To the point where I'm wondering if I should really just have my... Yeah, what the hell, all of you get involved. Watch how fast these guys are going to die. It's going to be pretty disgraceful for them. In we go, Flatlands, Horde bonus, and crunch, they're dead. Hordes are just so majestically strong at this point. So what am I going to do? I don't really want him doing anything with his capital there. And he's already destroyed, let's face it, so... Not his capital, he has a fort over there. This is his capital. We'll just work our way through it, and then Persia are going to die pretty soon as well. And then when I get my diplomats back... Ah, jeez. Tribes, it's all well and good when the tribes lose influence, but losing loyalty as well is a big no-no. But then gaining influence is a huge no-no right now. It's all bad. The tribes really have me by the throat because I recruited that bloody minister so long ago. And I can't even support them for a few years either. Oh, they're gonna tank my everything if I bring this down. But I can't dare give them influence. Like, if I give them influence, I'm gonna have that horrible event, that horrible thing soon. Oh well, I guess there's no such thing. Ugh, that is really horrible. I can't have that. I need to get their loyalty up pretty quick. What I could do is develop a province where the tribes do have stuff going on, but it barely does anything because of, well, a lot of reasons. I wonder how much loyalty I could give them by giving them a bunch of land. Not that I want to do that either. There's a lot of bad stuff here. Oh well, I gotta do something, so I'm gonna have to give them land. So be it. And that's just bringing up their influence even more. It's okay, it's only temporary. I will take these lands back. All in due time. I need another 3% or so. Let's give them that crappy wool province. Ugh. Pains me to do that. It really does. Jake, you have manpower in the bank for once, and I am glad. So we're going to take over Khorasan, and then Persia's going to have to die. Truce of the Oirat is up, and the Delhi are bankrupt. Shame for them. Ha! That's a good omen, since they just became my tributary, didn't they? So... yeah, the Khorasan are not going to survive this ordeal. Don't want to sit on that fort forever, though. So why don't we just have 1, 2, 3, 4 mercs on there with our 1 siege general. And then the rest of you, once you take these guys over, we're moving in to destroy Persia. Now Persia have a bunch of provinces here, but they are trying to convert. And I don't like that. I like having Sunni provinces for myself, so we're probably going to run our way into Persia and just kind of ram raid the guy. But I'd rather have my units ready. I think. Ooh, Oirat fighting Chagatai could be pretty awesome for me. If one of them gets too strong and then disobeys Ming, then that's my moment to jump in and groove. So, siege done, siege done. How am I going to ram raid Persia best? And I'd like to get to the point where he can't move from here. So if I were here and here, he wouldn't be very free to move. And then I want some units to clean up the back end, as it were. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. And Timurids just went to war with Patalia. Glad I didn't make them a tributary then. Timurid Kong. Oh yes, of course, I often forget, but the Timurids are all the way over there. Good for them. So yes, everybody get over here, and we're good to just go smashing into Persia. Significant lack of cavalry up here, but I'm sure we'll make do. Let's just show our tribal superiority. I mean, I have little reason not to. They still have Miltech 6. They have an amazing leader. Who's a militarist, so we're going to be putting them in their place. And how are we going to do this? Who do I want charging in there? When it comes to Persia, he's got... Well, he's going to have about 30,000 troops when he's dealing with this, so I want everybody covering themselves pretty well here. So if they move into the... Holding mountains is good, and being on desert is good, so that's fine. But yes, realistically, I'm looking for people to be over here. 1, 2, Yeah, it's kind of hard to see for me today, and that is impacting my decision making here. Kind of really impacting me. That's okay though, we power on through. Why worry? Let's just kill. Besides, we are so much stronger than Persian units. It's almost unfair. In fact, I would kind of like you over there. So he thinks he can convert this land, but he is wrong. And I don't think I was ever in a position to snipe this early, but it might be a good idea to actually head over there. The only unfortunate thing is it's a mountain, which means he would get a good bonus on me anyway. Yeah, I should start building some cannons to help out with this, expensive as they are. But I don't want to go too deep with my units. Besides, we win these wars through show superiority. I only need one fort. It might as well be his capital fort. And it all comes tumbling down. You know what, since you're so close, why don't we just go for it? We'll keep ourselves backed up with units here and there. Like you would have the Gahonis to fight me. Bit of a shame that he could stroll into Bam and undo what I do in Khorasan, but such is what you get in these troubling times. You're feeling the attrition there. Don't get so reinforced because you're outside of what we're occupying here. This blobbing is unlike you, Jake. Is there anyone who could stand against you now? Well, I mean, this is very hard mode, so lots of nations could stand against me. The Ottomans could crush me. If Persia weren't so pathetic right now, they could certainly give me a run for my money. Hell, they might be showing that off right about now, Funksol brother. I wonder if I can dissuade him from attacking. Okay, no. I don't particularly wish to fight him with such a mountainous benefit to him. I'd far rather fight on... Well, I can't run away and I don't want to lose that stack, so I might as well reinforce. Ah ha ha, okay. If you want to fight in mountains where I am the benefactor, then by all means. I can still get there, that's good. That's not so good though. He really loves to give me a run for my money here. But any time that I can beat him to mountains is good. However, yeah, this isn't going to work out so well. Much as I love having this this mountain, my units are too split up, and I don't really want to fight him in a lot of the situations that he's dragging me into here. And he too is in mountains. Might be beneficial to pull back just a bit, because my forces are not stupendous. Far from stupendous. Jake, is this your free time, or are you actually tracking new bugs and exploits as part of your job? I mean, if I find them, I log them, but this I do for fun. Streaming has always got to be something I do for fun. Alright, I think I'm investing too much in this fort when the real thing to do is fight against this incursion. Then again, could you please not? Okay, no, he really wants to fight me there. And he's going to, but he's going to 10 to 1 me, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, do what you want, my friend. Okay, might be in our best interests to thwack everything onto that fort, because he really doesn't seem confident in fighting me whatsoever. And I am actually going to build up a cannon to help us out with all these forts. Jake, you got everything going for you in that battle. Fight to show how bad it is, boy. Oh, oops. Where are you guys going there? I don't think this guy even knows what he's doing. And that fort is going to prevent us from going along here. So we'll just back ourselves up. The sooner I get this fort, the better. It'd be nice to get a breach in it, because then I could just charge on in. He's only got 360 people defending it, which is a joke. He's running into mountains. I just hope he doesn't run into there, which would be tragic for me. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would still be tragic. I wonder if I could actually convince him not to go there. No, he's locked in. He's probably going to go and fight them, since they're a small, weak, independent stack. No, he's thought against it. He knows the ravages that's happening to his country. What a joker. Can't even make up his mind. It'd be fun to force a fight with him in the mountains here, but I'll pass. Thanks, but I'll pass. He really doesn't know what he's doing. Alright, you know, if you want to fight me in the mountains, then go right ahead. I'm all game for that. But it might be tricky to get people who can actually go and help out with that fight. Yeah, he's so lame. It's okay. Every moment that passes is good news for me. Unless, of course, he fights me in this battle, which I really don't want. Okay, well, he's going for it. There's a number of reasons I don't like this. He'll be defending its mountains, and mountains hurt your ability to fight as a horde. But what can you do? At least we get to fight him, and he's still on Tech 6. So we do have quite an overwhelming advantage here. As long as we do well on shock. Wow, okay. I didn't expect to do that well. What's more is I think he helps the siege go along there. The attrition is a bit horrible, but what you gonna do? And there we go. I don't think Khorasan's gonna be coming back from this. That's what we're looking for. Now, it will make some people unhappy, and speaking of that, I've been completely forgetting to do two things. One is to improve... Hold on, these guys can't even see me, can they? That's a joke. Still, I'm going to improve relations with Multan and with Jaunpur, and I was forgetting to keep my spy network going in Muscovy, because if he even raises his eyelids, I want to know about it. I would also like that cannon to help us out. That cannon of ours is against regulation. Jake, any advice on how to get a good Manchu into Qing thing going? Well, unite Manchu as quickly as possible, and then just utterly crush Ming on your plains. He will not see it coming. Alright, this gives us some more units to come and help out here, which is also awesome. We get a +1 to the fort progression due to it being low on units anyway. And hey, Ryazan's going for it. Thanks a bunch, Ryazan. You're a real champion of the people. Alright, Uzbek's now taken on Timmy, which is kind of a shame. Almost makes me wish I'd warned him to stop him expanding. But the Uzbeks are going to be my food later on, and they can only take... What is this? 11 development? 12 development? Practically nothing, so I'm not too concerned. Oh, production efficiency's nice. Watch that production turn into not much more production, because I burn everything I find. Yeah. Timurids want to rise up, but we'll be dealing with those later. Okay, that's unfortunate that Ryazan has jumped on in to get themselves killed. I could do with them not doing that, especially in a show superiority war. So I think I'll tell you guys to stick to allied territory, much as I appreciate what you're doing. Finally got Bukhara cord. It was a troublesome one for a wee while. Hot damn, I am really hemorrhaging that money these days. And it's not even all from rooting out corruption. How long are you going to stream today? I do not know. I can kind of almost see, so it'll go for a wee while. I wanted to say that I put a questionnaire into the stream's title today. It's not often, in fact it's not really ever, that I put much thought into chat feedback, but for once I'm actually curious what you guys have to say, so I'd appreciate people filling that one out. It can be linked in the chat, that might help out a touch. Oh man, it would be great if you went there. Don't know what he's doing here, but I would love to have him siege Herat. You know what, Kirkassia, how about you just go home? Is there a reason the Perfect Dark Weekly one-shot isn't on YouTube? Let's just say that one's been lost to the sands of time. Makes things easier for me. Right, I don't know what he's trying here, but I think he's going to want to defend this, so I'll just make him think twice on that. I'd love to fight you on desert, but you're still in mountains here. My luck with rolls on sieges working as it always has. I would love to have a spare diplomat. I wonder if any of these improved relations are a bit superfluous. I mean, you don't even know me. Surely you won't, yeah, you won't mind what I'm about to do to all these guys. Wow, this is taking forever and a day. Well, once this is done, I'm just going to trash that Persian army to get my war score. So I really want to get ticking war score from it as well, and then carry on with our merry way. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's go and kill that army, and I do want to siege up his capital, so that's what you guys are going to do. Yeah, discovered in Muscovy is a bit of a shame. Just give me your money and your land, and... Okay, if I'm going to be discovered in Muscovy, let's not waste our time with that. Let's just work away with relations instead. But I do want to ram raid this guy. If he wants to go to desert, that's even better for me. We're certainly over the force... the combat width here, so I'll leave a couple of guys to do the dirty work. And you guys take care of the sieging, and everyone's happy. Oh, just go to Mashhad, it's going to make me so happy. Especially if I beat you there. He's locked in, we will not get a river crossing, and we're just going to shock the bejesus out of this guy. It's going to be good. I should probably think a bit more about my composition here to get the most out of it. Combat width is 24, so I want all of my horses there. So 15 plus whatever takes us to 24. I think it's going to be 9. Just a hunch. And then the scrubs can arrive later. Yeah, good enough. As long as we get there in time. But desert is good. And I want to watch, whilst rubbing my nipples, how much we're going to ravage these guys. Not on the fire phase, sure, and we rolled poorly on the shock phase, but I think we sufficiently showed them that the fire phase is never important in this game. I don't know why anybody would condone caring about the fire phase. Look at it, it's a joke. Alright, split up and take care of this guy's pathetic country. Where did that actually decent general come from? Well, you might have noticed I'd have done a lot of fighting in this campaign, so I rolled myself this guy. Pretty damn good for this type of play. And thankfully one of you gets out of there just in time to avoid attrition for everybody. Ah, isn't this nice? Now, what will I be getting out of this guy? I want his Sunni land. I want to humiliate him. It's part of the reason why I made him an enemy of mine. And then I need to think if there's any other land that I particularly want. Anything that looks really good for burning. Or centers of trade are nice as well. Oh, of course, taking that fort away from him will help. Sadly, he doesn't want to give it. But I don't want him converting this land. Well, I can always come back for the fort later. But honestly, is there more that I could ask from him of this? He has no friends to break up. A nice long truce is good, though. So I guess I will make my way to... Yeah, this is nice. It's a tea province and it's good for burning. That's all good. Yeah. Pretty awesome. We just got to ruin his life a bit more to get it. And if there's one thing I like doing, it's ruining people's lives. Let's split you guys up and maybe not have the Master General there. Chasing down there. How are the Ottomans expanding? Good to see EU4 content back on YouTube as well, says Shorty Boy. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I mean, sure, I took a bit of time off from playing Europa, but don't worry about it. Backbone of this channel is that I stream what I want to play. Oh, and I want to ravage Persians all day and all night. That feels so good. They got nothing left. Even Baluchistan is trying to gun down Persia. Thankfully, I've cut him off. Well, I've almost cut him off. Let's maintain that. And as soon as his capital is gone, I'm confident he will not want to be part of this situation anymore. Really feel the lack of diplomats here, and kind of the lack of money. I think I'm at the point where I can benefit from debasing now, but I'm not sure. I want to take a bit more land before I do that. Jake, that survey was huge, he says, with some kind of F word, but I can't read it because I'm blind. Well, what can I say? I think the people that watch the content around here probably have enough time to deal with that kind of survey. And yes, it is obnoxiously large. But it's the first and quite possibly the only one we'll ever do, so... give and take, I suppose. So we cored all this stuff to the point where we care about it. And I don't think I made any full cores around here before. No, certainly not. So we're going to do our usual shebang, which is not have any revolts whatsoever, because I do not want to deal with them. Have we had any non-event revolts in this entire campaign, I wonder? Apart from Bukhara, not Bukhara, Bashkrid. That was intentional. I wanted it to revolt. Ah, there we go. all is well, and I don't think anybody's left wanting to revolt. I even put a revolt in that mode here somewhere, but I'll be damned if I can remember where. There we go. Grungy. Another useless piece of land, but we got no full cores here, so I might as well say no to rebels. I don't really like how finicky that is. I'd like it to work differently, frankly. Alright, I might not even need the capital for what I'm trying to do here, but I will need 2 diplomats. Yeah, I'm actually fairly confident he's going to give it all up for me. You go there. You go there. Wait, are you both going there? Yes, you are. Oh well, to each their own, but I want you guys back over here. And much and such for you guys. Surprisingly, Khorasan really don't want to give it all up, but they will in due time. I mean, I could leave them with land, but I want them eradicated from the map. For the simple reason that you cannot join a coalition if you don't exist. Let's try and save a bit of money here instead of hemorrhaging it. And this fort is also costing me Manola. The facecam question needed a third option. Only use facecam when it's a spooky stream. No. Honestly, that was more of a, what do you call it, a control group question. It's like people that answer yes to this, disregard. Crying over being annexed. What a bloody loser. Okay, so Ludak is on the rampage, but I'm sure they'll do just fine. Hell, if they grow, they can just give us more manpower. What was that? That was a province. Force returned to Persia from Timurids due to Uzbek fighting Timmy. No? Due to who fighting Timmy? What happened there? Why? How? Tell me more. The Oirat have accepted peace with Chagatai. That shouldn't change that at all. Patalia. Okay, Patalia beat up Timurids and forced them to return a province to Persia, as you do. Well, I mean, it's a province I'm about to march in and make him wish he hadn't returned there, but that's so. Okay, well. Are you already doing it? No. Then I'll do it. Want something done right? Do it yourself. I will also need to hemorrhage money again. I would also quite like to get this dip tech. It might seem a bit worthless to get right now, but I mean, my institutions are going nowhere. And they will be going nowhere for a long time, I think. I can't even imagine a good way to get Renaissance quickly, aside from conquering loads of it. And Muscovy is trying to help us out with that regard. I could take and state a lot of his land to drive down autonomy and then say, hey, we've found a Renaissance. But I can't see myself getting it anytime soon. So I think I'll just invest in this whilst I have neighborhood bonus, and I am... my piety's relatively low. But that's not all. Take a look at this. Loan size 256. Loan size... still 256. Okay, I expected it to go up. I was bamboozled. Oh hey, I caught a Jake stream. Still have to catch up in your series. What is the goal of this run now that you've got Gold Rush? I'm going to try to make my way for the Yuan achievement. No guarantees. It's kind of unlikely given how long it's going to take. And Cradle of Civ release isn't that far away, but I'm sure you know that. Okay, Khorasan, it's time for you to die. But more importantly, Baluchistan also have to die. And I can see where their entire army is, which is kind of cute. Yeah, I was hoping I could take the Persian capital too. You know, maybe I should be in a position to ram raid his army when they're in dry lands. But his fort protects a lot of his country anyway, so it's not without other considerations here. Whereas if I kind of form a border here, he won't even be able to get to his fort without coming to me first. Well, he's invested in that fort for a while, so I think I'll finish off this siege and get my units into a better position. There's no need for us to rush this. Every day that ticks by gets rid of that some of that aggressive expansion, which is good for us. I guess you could say you'll play the game as long as you want to. That's almost clever. Yeah, it's actually not bad. Okay, I mean, Persia's down and out. People might join a coalition. Who? Timurids, truce. Uzbek, truce. Khorasan, dead. Baluchistan. So yes, thanks for all the fun there, Khorasan. Oh, one thing. Do Persia have cores on you? Of course they do. Just one though, and I'm about to piece them out, so don't worry about that. Well, thanks, Khorasan. Goodbye. Wonderful victory. Their land is going to burn to the ground, as we always do. Oh yeah, about that... Nice. Making that money. 269? Do I have any reason not to burn this stuff to the ground, because I'm not seeing it. Still 269. I wonder if that only updates monthly. Because it should be taking a few things into account here. Still Baluchistan, you have no friends. I wonder about Multan though. They have a couple of friends that I don't want to fight, which is why I want them on my good side-ish. They're allied with Kashmir though. And Kashmir have a laundry list of friends, so I'm not going to get involved there. So yes, keeping Multan's relations high is good to keep them off my back, because the aggressive expansion is growing around here. But that's exactly why I'm improving relations with them. As for you, I mean, is there any reason not to just kill you now? I'm not seeing it, so farewell. Well, it would be kind of cool if I left forts that couldn't let him get back to me, but I'm not seeing it, so... Whom. How's this going to work then? He's got his fort right there and he's already paying for it, and his capital is there, and I do want to kill his units, so we'll form a little bit of a barrier, I suppose. One that he cannot penetrate, no matter how much he wants to. And then there's the case of the capital, which only really needs 4,000. I know it needs 3,000, but a disease outbreak can kick that one in the nuts. There's the fort that I really don't want to invest that much into. And then I want to keep you guys around here, just to scare him. Really tell him that there's nothing he can do. And again, it's still a possibility to just go in and ravage his army. But he's unlikely to build more of an army, which is what I don't want him to do right now, because he could build it here and harass me. Jake, why do you care about your loan size? Because loan size is the debase size, and I want to make money from debasing. Because I'm sure as hell not making money through my own fiscal abilities here. Okay, truce with Chagatai is over, but they still love me. I would like them to love me more, so I'm going to keep improving those relations. Livonian Order will pay money to Novgorod. That's awesome. Also, they're still guaranteed by Muscovy, which is also awesome. It opens up some great opportunities for me to utterly skull-screw Muscovy, which is what I want to do, as luck would have it. Now, Baluchistan, I'll be honest, I don't want you to exist after this war. Some people are going to disagree with that. I will probably go and kill his entire army, actually. They're in the perfect place for me to go and destroy them. And with me doing this... Okay, I can't get to Bela, I can't get to Siwi, but I can get to killing him with my massive amount of horses. Artillery should help out there. These guys should be on help out patrol. 5 there. Enough here. Yeah, we got 3,000 more there. If I spare them another 3,000 horses, then that's good. You be on there, and how about you guys go and murder him? I'm pretty confident you'll keep that. Also, I don't want to pay for these forts. Why even have it like that? I'll peace out Persia in a moment. Alright, perfectly planned, I'm sure. Jake, isn't corruption getting dangerous, though? What amount would you consider worrying? We have no corruption whatsoever, so I'm not concerned. Oh yeah, I also took these provinces. I should probably start coring them. Burning them was fun, but it's good to look after your land, too. I can't core this one, as we know, because it's core of Persia, who we're still at war with. Excellent. Why would I even care? Kingdom of Italy is still formally part of the Holy Roman Empire in many ways. The Italian states are members of the empire in name only, so... No more imperial protection for Genoa, that's what I'm hearing. Except he's allied with Austria, so that I don't like. As a great power, could I convince him to drop that at some point? Of course not. I would still really like this, but you know how Austria gets. Hopefully they come to war at some point, though. Make my life a lot easier. Alright, so Baluchistan understands the threat that he faces. If I go to Shiraz, that will probably convince him to take a detour through Dagestan. And then, okay, well, that also works. I mean, if he's just there, that works out for me amazingly. Ah, disease outbreak as soon as the cannons arrive. Fitkinamindi, though. Oh, that's interesting. Decided on the mountains. I mean, I will not let you. You can have that, but and good night. Ooh, how best to fight him like this? Oh, this is going to be his worst nightmare. Horses, you can arrive just before the men. Oh, watch this. I don't care about your fire phase, because shock phase comes shortly after. He did shoot a lot of my horses dead, but whoop-de-doo. Of course, now the concern is he might make some more units. So, coalition will include Kashmir, actually. I don't want Kashmir doing any of that. Yeah, it might be easier if I do something else with Kashmir then. Improving relations is still an option, but would they really do it? I'm not in a position to be destroying Kashmir either. The main reason I think about that is because of this. Muscovy and Novgorod are in a great position to coalition me. And if they can get 3, they likely will, and Kashmir would be that third. It seems absurd to even consider Kashmir in that regard, but I would like to keep it down. Multan love me, as do Jaunpur, to the point where I probably don't need to start to keep kissing Multanese ass. What I can also do is bring in Mr. One Siege to help out with that. Jake, I think you could beat that coalition. It's not about beating the coalition, it's just about the coalition being a pain. Speaking of a pain, revolts in Persia. Yeah, Multan's a lot happier with the idea here. I don't really want to gift them to make life easier, but I will give them military access so that they like... Wait, that's Multan I'm looking at. Kashmir. Yeah, I wasted my diplomat there. It's going to catch me out for a month. I did think it a little weird that they were able to have so much... Wait, this is a fort as well. A fort I do not want. All these forts costing me money. Get away. I really want to see Jake change the basic unit type in the 18th century and fight Sweden for the sake of good old times. I'm almost certain we're not making it to the 18th century here. Sorry to disappoint. Has corrupt connections. I don't mind getting some trade crises. I also don't mind the trader leaving our court because it gives me an opportunity to get better relations over time, man. Okay, Kashmir. Perhaps you are more susceptible to bribery. It's worth it. Yeah, it's 18. Good enough. It's worth it just to keep the coalitions at bay. I will also continue to kiss arse. I'd also like to fight these guys, but all in due time. This is also going to end the Persian Baluchistani war. Alright, there we go. Kashmir is not caring so much anymore. I will, however, take even more money since it's on offer. And Uzbek get to enjoy some fighting here. However, I also don't want Persian separatists, Persian peasants to worry about, so... anything that hurts the Uzbek is good. Especially if he wants to fight them as well. It's fun the way it all works out. Can you threaten war versus Genoa? We looked at that earlier. They're having none of my nonsense. If you hadn't had the time limit, would you enjoy Doom more? I love time limits. I love, not really interested in trade right now. I guess I'll take it anyway. It is money. And I certainly lack that. I love challenges, time limits, death limits, all that stuff. So, yeah, it's just great. Okay, speaking of great, I can make my my peace deals now. So, we're certain that... Well, this one is certainly going to ruffle Kashmir's feathers. But the Persian one, not so much. There we go. Again, Baluchistan and Persia and Uzbek and Timmy. I got plentiful truces with a whole bunch of them. I hope that overextension isn't killing me. Also that loan size, 283. Well, we're here to burn, so let's burn. Don't want anybody looting my lands here, heavens no. It's good to keep that horde unity up as well. And burning feels so good. How can something so evil feel so good? I think that answers its own question, really. Core it, core it, core it. 1, 2, 3. Core, core, core. Beautiful. Oh, okay, it is updating live, so loan size is going down. But taking over Baluchistan should take care of a bunch of that as well. Jake, did you check Genoa before he left the Empire? Yeah, now it's after, but he still is allied with all